Everybody get up, there's nothing down now. You don't wanna break onto the space jam. Alright, alright. Appreciate it, sir. Appreciate it. Yeah. Just those two. People open up ChatGPT. Alright, yes. So my last video, see, I had a feeling it was gonna do this shit. Yep, it makes sense. I'm either gonna do this shit. It's fake out. Still COVID side, silver, S&P end up going down, and three candle box. So something I didn't pay attention to was that we had a three candle box forming right here. And even though the third one completed, you wait for the fourth one. So it could either do its bullshit the moment it stays down below the third one and stays there for a good 2 hours. The market's gonna start going on down or stay in that lower position. Also, as we get closer to Tuesday, I knew that Tuesday morning, especially based on how I was acting the whole morning and the whole night and everything, that it wasn't gonna have this big explosion. If anything, the market was gonna do this right now. Um, Something that I didn't do is I didn't go on an option trade. Only because we have tomorrow the jobless claims. So we got bad news that could trigger the market. That could put the hopes up of the interest rate. Since again, the pretty much the Fed just said like, yeah, we're not gonna change anything. So tomorrow with tomorrow's claims, there could be another push on up again, or keep this little, because not really a panic. It's not really a panic drop, because what you also gotta remember is next week. Let me show you what we have next week. So this is next week big picture. So the Fed again just made clear labor conditions, economic momentum is what matters most right now. Inflation is not in a right place. As you can see, Monday we have big news. Tuesday medium. Wednesday very high. Very high. Very high. And high for Thursday and Friday. The event. So this is your big picture. So even though we're doing these little drops right now, this ain't shit. If by Friday we're gonna end up closing here, or end up where we at? Yeah, yeah. I'm not surprised how the market closed and how it reacted or whatnot. I knew it was gonna be a volatile day today. And also if the S&P and the Nasdaq would reject and not push on up, then that move that silver was doing was gonna be a fake out, and it wasn't really gonna continue back up. The news had to be more had to be more scared, because you pretty much left off from last time the Fed talked. So you pretty much repeat the same shit you talked on December 10th. So the market, that's what the market was like. All right, well, I guess we'll wait for the data, and that's why you're not seeing a panic drop. You're not seeing this right here. And I wasn't expecting that, since it was gonna be just like a paperwork, just like a read through, whatnot. It wasn't like the Fed was gonna talk and they were gonna do all this. It was just that. So even though, like, again, we're having this little drop tomorrow, today, tomorrow we also have jobless claims. So again, that could pick up S&P and the Nasdaq and still keep it on this, uh, give it that push to close fucking still above this area and still close in a good bullish zone right here. Otherwise, we're gonna lose this bullish zone right here, and we're gonna sort of stop this drop. And again, the warning that was the first warning of, oh shit, there's your head and shoulders. There's your head and shoulders. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Foundation. And we're gonna start breaking throughout the nighttime. Depending on how we open tomorrow and the data comes out, we're either gonna get stuck and break here, or just barely just get stuck here and close here on a Friday, or hold here Friday and just stay there pretty much. Just end the year, not bad, not good, but at all time high. He's still gonna be able to brag about how his economy or his stocks, whatever, closed at all time high and all this bullshit. But for me, this is a early warning sign, just to be cautious. And again, investors aren't that fucking scared. The monthly 3 candle box, see that? That's bad. That is telling me that this going to play out. That we're gonna close here for the year. The fourth candle is a January. You have January's data coming out this next week. Impact fucking data. Either that's gonna be your little rally shit, but then after this next week, the week after that, we're starting with earnings with banks. So you're not gonna be mixing data with earnings together. It's gonna be a crazy beginning of the year. Cause Nasdaq is already giving me a warning, warning. Normally, you want to show confidence. You want the Nasdaq to close halfway or above. The fact that you get to pull down here, and the S&P 500 didn't, or technically it did. It created a new time high, but it's not this pullback right here. You want to show strength. Right now, it's showing me that this was a fake out, and to be cautious. This is what it's telling me. We don't end like with the strong fucking shit. With the strong, that's what we want. We want this year to show strong like this. This is nothing. This is closing the year like this. This is just closing the year. That's not strong. That's not strong. This right here is pretty much what you're doing. You're doing this, you're doing all this bullshit. So this is how we could be playing out next week. This right here. This right here. This right here. This this right here. This right here. This right here. Let me put my indicator on. Rally mode. See, you gotta be careful here. Yup. If we break this, we'll come down here. Yup. That's why the point to hold this area right here. So tomorrow's gonna help us. When we're gonna close here, see all this shit, the indicator along with this is for the week close, I think, or the daily. The daily. This one right here. So it's important to create this as a support and be bushing here and form some sort of U pattern. This right here. But of course, a smaller version. This right here. That's what the market always does. This right here. So that's what we need to create. Otherwise, we start rejecting here, breaking it down to this one right here. Then you gotta start your whole worrying that this the peak or this recession and this da 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 da. That's why this week is gonna be very important. Or just from here on, every fucking day the market is crazy, but it's one thing if the market would have blasted off and people didn't catch this shit and damn, like it's too far now. This is not telling me that. This is telling me, yo, hold up, don't get too excited. Santa Claus, make a U-turn, buddy. Don't come back. Canceled. Santa rally has been canceled over Elfies or Santa, Grandma Claus. That's what this shit's telling me. Yup. And then the other thing is these buddies right here. Monthly, still bullish. Weekly, no bueno. I have a peak in the daily. Also, right here, there was was it here? Yeah. There was they call it, what do you call this shit? Something about a flag. Something flag. So the way I read this, I read candles. They tell you where your support is at, resistance. A lot of resistance in this area right here. So as the market was coming to this area right here, you would have been seeing, depending where it was, you would have been seeing, holy shit, the market is about to fucking blow up. And we're going to create, a blow up because we never been up in these prices in the last 3-4 years, blah, 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 blah. The moment it would have came down to these areas right here again, coming back down to these areas, again, rejecting this area right here, all these would have been your warnings at the market would have been coming on down and doing shit every peak, especially because of this area right here. You would have been paying attention to this area right here when the market would have been crossing them right here, right here, right here, because they were all peaks since there wasn't a downtrend. And then the way this flag plays out is like they end up every time they come to that edge of the flag, it's either a breakout. The fact that it went inside of here again and we're still in a down phase, it's telling me, hey, even though we're coming down, quote unquote, we're still bullish. We're inside of the fucking flag again. So just pay attention to that. Now, if this here starts fucking then actually curving and going back down and having a certain drop type of shit, then yeah, but the fact that we're close to the edge, that's why that's important. And again, this 12-hour candle in this box right here is telling me also, hey, the moment we start breaking down on this box and you see the pinching happening, the blue going over the orange onto down, you start getting this right here. You start getting this, and that's when the market starts showing you signs of going down. Even the 8-hour candle. So maintaining that, the 8-hour candle on up is very important. From the 8-hour candle to the 12, or 8 and 12 is very important. Daily wise, you gotta pay attention to that. And what else? Oh, was it this one? No, it's not this one. On this right here, forgot what the name of it. DMI? I think it's DMI. So what I noticed on the DMI and 3 monthly is that every time it came to the center, it's telling me that was the bottom for the S&P 500. Likewise here, likewise here. So that gave me an idea. Next time we have that, if we ever do, which we probably will, every probably, let me see, when was this? 23, 24. So we should be having another one soon. It's probably gonna take a while to get this deep, but now that I know about this, it's something that you really gotta pay attention to, because if you want to find out when these bottoms are, and it's 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 having that pattern of, let's say the market was right here and we were going towards it, that would have been, you would have been seeing where the market was at, or what it was happening at back then. You would have been seeing like, holy shit, this is my indicator right here. Your white line is your bottom area. It's the 20 mark. That's your bottom mark. That's your zero mark. Same shit as you notice when the market would bottom, this will go to the top. That's your downtrend. So notice how the downtrend will peak when the up movement will bottom. Same shit here, same shit here. So then that will mean that when we would peak, that'll be the peak of the market to get ready for a sell down. So what I would do is I'll mark them down, because they were 3 monthly, purple dotted line. Your peaks, they actually should be green, so I don't know if I could put them white. There's a peak. There's another peak. There's a peak. And there's a peak. So notice right here, this is where the purple monthly is at. Showed you this the bottom. And then right here in the white, it was a peak. After that, we bottom. No, after that, we continue, but that was the beginning, so it wasn't really a clear one. After this one was better. Sorry for the fucking mess. So notice right here that we peaked, and notice how we didn't rally. We actually bottom, no rally. And after the bottom, then we rally. Then we peak. We got the 2 peaks here. And after that peak, we bottom. Bottom here in red. And after that, we rallied. Bottom one more time. And after the bottom, we peaked. Then we bottom. After we bottom, we peak. Sorry for the fucking mess. Then we bottom. And then what I'm paying attention to now, since we just hit a bottom, well, not a bottom, but This right here, this bottom. What this telling me is that the way I'm getting is that we're coming to that point. We're coming to that point of volume is staying the same, but it's peaking, and it's either gonna come to that decision point where it's gonna start doing this. It's gonna start making actual contact with it, and it's gonna be that fighting. Are we gonna start now tipping going on down, or are we coming to a bust and we're gonna have a crazy rally from here? That's what that's telling me. Especially how the blue is going on up, your volume, which is the red, it's curving onto it instead of having this down pressure, kind of like sort of like right here. You see these curvings, these curves. So that's what I'm saying. We still have a little bit more push, or otherwise, when you start peaking, that's when you're gonna be like, hey, we're coming to a downtrend, and we're not gonna make it. Where it's like the airplane, it's like going to its maximum altitude, and the engine starts fucking up and giving up on you. That's what we need right now. So we either gonna need some sort of rocket boost, or we're gonna the gasoline end up going out, and we're gonna start falling on down nosedive. But that's what I'm waiting for. But I think that nosedive is gonna be it's not gonna be for a minute, especially how this is right now. So now that we have this indicator, now I can go based on like a good bottom and a bottom. And also notice when we do bottom, they're in this area right here. We come down, we pause here, we go up. And this area right here, notice how it stays below. So same thing right here. We create support here, we go up. So again, if it does go down, this area is gonna be very important if it ever does go down. It's either gonna be seen as a bottom, and if it's a stain, it's gonna be seen as a holy shit, hey, we're coming to a bottom. So that's why I came across this, and I'm happy. Now that in the future, if we ever do have these crazy drops, this is gonna be your good money maker right here. Besides that, I don't see the market going up from here throughout the end. None of that shit. I just feel like it's gonna maintain this pressure, and the S&P is gonna end up going with this flow until the morning. Yeah, especially there's the Nasdaq completing its 3 candle box, and then also this area right here, because this is after the government opened. No, there's before, and this is after the government opened. So this area is very important. And I've always been saying that sustaining a break in this area right here. Yeah, see, this is what the government announced we're gonna open the government maybe, and this is where they announced it. The fact that it's stuck in between these two. Warning, 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 warning. And what you're gonna see is, as this continues, you're gonna see this indicator same area, and you're gonna see these flip. And the red's gonna go up, and the green's gonna go down. Yes, sir. I like it. That's the way. See? And then that's a trend line that silver is gonna. So either that's gonna be silver's trend line. It's gonna create support there, and then start. I want to say what it's gonna do. Silver's gonna come down to this daily trend line, where this purple line's at, which matches everything too. Create support there, and start consolidating. I mean, this is gold. My bad. That was silver. Start consolidating, canceling that trend line, but not confirming a breakdown and falling down. It's gonna look like if it's gonna it rejected the trend line. I mean, it broke the trend line, so therefore the market is gonna go down. It's not gonna do that. What it's gonna do is it's gonna consolidate in this region right here, create support, create structure. and then doing its bullshit or whatnot. The only way it's gonna do that if we have some good news, meaning bad news, but good news for us because it's gonna be something that's gonna relieve stress out. But otherwise, the fact that gold, that's why gold and silver are gonna continue going down. They're not gonna fall like crazy. So people, all it's doing is gonna be, yeah, it's gonna come down, create support in this structure right here, which was the old time high. That's all it's gonna do. It's gonna come down here and be testing these areas, creating support. And that's what silver's showing you too. Because silver doesn't have nothing in the back, nothing right here to really, so it's telling you right here how it's doing a structure right here. And I wonder if the Nasdaq is gonna do that head and shoulders. Because I mentioned that we might be going for that. Which one was it? No, was it? Which one was it? It wasn't this one. What was it? What was it? Was it gold or was it the Nasdaq? Oh no, it was the S&P 500, I believe. I think this was a. Oh, was it this one? I think it was gold, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah, gold. This was the shoulder, the head, and then it was gonna go down, bullshit here, and then fake it, go down, and then just bullshit in this area. That's what I can see gold doing. I don't see gold just recovering here and going straight up and la di da di da. I see it from here going on down, struggling and all this shit. Mm-hmm. Again, so whoever was it is has been in gold and silver. That way they get tired, they get spooked, they start selling it. Once they start selling it, saying hey at the peak, all that stupid shit like they did when silver was in the low 50s again. Is 50 it? Is that it? All that shit is gonna happen again. Yeah, Bitcoin and gold. Also telling you, why me more dropped in the market. Yes, sir. All right. I'm make a video tomorrow. The market's closed. I'm guessing, right? So if they're closed, I'll be back. Okay, as soon as back, I'll be back. Whenever the fuck they open the market again. All right, you guys. First, one of you for the one of you saw me, Harris. Appreciate it, sir. This is Brian Seacrest signing off, folks.